Hi, Nick. Hi, Jenna. Thanks for being here. My role as the mediator is to remain neutral in this. I'm going to be here to help guide you both through this conversation so that you can express your concerns with each other that you're having and hear each other's perspectives. You're going to be able to explore potential solutions together moving forward. And just so you guys know, everything here stays confidential. Before we start, I'd like to set a few guide rules as well. We're going to listen to each other without interrupting, be able to speak for yourself using I statements like I feel this way, be respectful to each other, and try to focus on the feelings that you're having and not specifically the person in front of you. Do either of you have any questions about the process before we begin?
No.
Jenna, can you start by telling us how you've been feeling about living with Nick and what's been bothering you specifically?
Yeah, I feel like Nick doesn't respect me or my things. A few weeks ago, I found a stranger sleeping in my room, and that really upset me. He also leaves notes like responsibility means paying the bills on time, which feels super passive aggressive towards me. I miss our friendship, but it feels like he's always upset with me, especially about my boyfriend. I'm thinking about moving out because I don't feel respected or comfortable here anymore.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that you're feeling disrespected and stressed out, especially around the areas of privacy, communication, and shared responsibilities. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Jenna. Nick, so can you share some of your perspective and how you've personally experienced this conflict?
Yeah, I feel like Jenna isn't around much, and I miss our friendship too. She spends a lot of time with her boyfriend and doesn't help out with chores or groceries. When the bills were late, I felt stressed because I had to cover everything myself. I just want to feel connected and supported, but it seems like Jenna doesn't care much about our apartment or our friendship as much as I do.
Okay. Nick, it sounds like you're feeling lonely and stressed, especially when it comes to chores, bills, and maintaining your friendship with Jenna. Seems like you may want some more quality time with her. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Okay. Jenna, can you tell me how does it feel to hear Nick's perspective through all this?
I didn't know he felt that way, so I feel bad knowing I make his home feel like this.
And Nick, how do you feel about hearing Jenna's perspective?
I don't want her to feel bad. I just want to feel heard.
Okay. So next, I think it's important that we identify some issues and interests. We're going to, now that we've shared those perspectives that you guys have, let's try to identify some of the main issues of what each of you need from each other to move forward living together. Jenna, you mentioned privacy and feeling respected. Can you give me an example of what it would feel like to feel a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, it would help if I knew in advance when guests are going to be coming over to the apartment, and if we could communicate more clearly about bills and when they are due. He gets mad but doesn't tell me when they need to be paid.
Okay, Nick, you mentioned feeling lonely and overwhelmed. What do you feel would make living here a little bit more manageable for you, especially hearing what you just heard?
I'd feel better if Jenna could contribute to chores more regularly so it isn't all on me. And let me know her schedule in advance so that we can figure out payment times to avoid late fees and more stress on my part.
Okay. So it sounds like Jenna needs clear communication and respect for her own personal space, and Nick needs consistent support and help with chores, shared responsibilities around the house, and bills. The main needs of both of you are concerned with were listed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Next, we're gonna brainstorm a little bit of some options, some solutions for you guys to move forward so that it can be easier to live together. Let's think of some ideas that could address both of your needs. Nothing is final yet. We are just brainstorming. We could talk about creating weekly chore schedules, agree that guests be approved in advance before coming over. We could set bill payment schedules with each other to avoid late fees, and planning friendship check-ins to maintain connection and quality time together. What ideas do you both have that could help you all feel respected and supported in that?
I can make sure to give notice about guests and contribute to bills on time.
Okay, that sounds good.
And I can let Jenna know chores clearly and maybe set a reminder for shared responsibilities.
Nice. I think that would work for both of you. This seems like good steps for both of you to have a better living situation. And would you both be willing to try this for the next month and then revisit it if needed? And we could maybe try a trial period, and these ideas could be checked back in to see if they're working still?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so just in summary of what we talked about today, we agreed upon Jenna giving advance notice about guests coming over. Both of you will follow a clear schedule with bills and chores. You'll check in with each other to maintain communication and a solid friendship together. Even if all of the issues are not resolved, sharing your concerns openly is a positive step forward. So thank you for both participating and working through this together. Do either of you have anything else that you'd like to finish off this conversation with?
I feel better about things moving forward now.
Okay, perfect.
I'm good. Feels like we worked it out.
Yay! I love to hear that. Thank you, my sweet mediation crew. Okay. I wanted to talk about how this went for me, as well as how this would be different in a non-role-playing situation for me. I did print out a script for my friends that were willing to assist me in this. Most of the people I know out here are not familiar with working in higher education or have been out of academia for a long time. So it's intimidating to help with this, and a script really helped them to just, stay on track with something and be able to assist me in doing my mediation aspect of it. In a real situation rather than a role play, I think what's most important is the steps of mediation, where there's an opening statement, I'm giving the guidelines, I'm giving some kind of basis of this is how we're going to work together for this. I'm neutral, I'm unbiased, I'm here to help you just kind of talk to each other and figure out where you want to go with this moving forward. Introduction, building a little quick rapport at the beginning. And then after that, each party would be sharing their own perspectives on what's going on. No one's interrupting anyone. One party says theirs, the other party says theirs. I'm not really giving input. I'm just mediating at that point and saying, like, paraphrasing and repeating it back so that they can hear it from someone else's perspective and hear it back in general, not another perspective, but hearing how it sounds from someone else's mouth instead of their own. Because I think that can help all of us with a lot of situations. And then identifying the issues and the interests involved in the situation. So I'm identifying that, okay, we've addressed the perspectives here, so let's identify what the main issues are between each other, and then let them go back and forth again on what their issues are. I repeat things back and paraphrase things like, okay, so it seems like you're feeling this way, is that correct? Or it seems like you're feeling this way, you're bothered by this, and just kind of navigating them onto the next steps. And I think the biggest, most important part of the mediation steps that I was looking at would be the brainstorming solutions, and it's the part that I resonated with the most, because that's usually how my brain works in general, just like coming up with solutions for people to be able to work towards not having any more conflict and better communication in general. But the brainstorming solutions would be another introduction of, okay, so let's address how those challenges and those concerns that you already mentioned, and like rephrasing them again or paraphrasing them again, can now be turned into solutions, and let them have that autonomy and that platform to do that in front of the mediator and feel safe to do that. Because I think without a mediator, sometimes people don't feel safe to say a solution that they've maybe already thought of for a while. So let them speak on the solutions and paraphrase it back and offer maybe a little bit of insight at this step, but still allow them for their own autonomy. And then that's when the closure aspect would happen, where you're kind of summing up everything for the parties involved, and saying it back and saying, this is where we started, this is how we got to this, and then here's the solutions to resolve those challenges. And do we think that we can do that? Do we need to further check in with each other? Do we want to also address anything else? Did we leave stuff out? And just kind of sum things up. I think overall, those are the main parts to keep in mind. And I just wanted to speak on that because I know my video was not 30 minutes long. I did edit it and chop it up, so it was closer to 12 minutes, and then I chopped it up even less. But I just wanted to let you know how I understand the concepts of it, and that if I could be all three people, I would be, and I would have tried to do that a lot longer.